What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we've got an interesting week. It was the Christmas week rotation. We got a couple of sweet gourmand elements in the middle of the rotation right around Christmas because this is the time of year that I like to wear them. But on the bookends, we've got some more masculine stuff, some modern masculine, some classic masculine, but definitely some good stuff if you're looking for compliments. That I can assure you of. So let's get into week number 263 of the weekly rotation. Stay tuned. Starting with one that, it really doesn't matter what you think or anyone else around you because my wife absolutely loves this shit. Dior Sauvage, the Eau de Toilette. Yep, she recently requested that I wear it more often because it's one of her favorites. Because I just, out on a whim, randomly decided to wear this one. And then, we're going to get to the aftershave splash in a little bit. I use that all the time. She loves it. Look, everybody's situation and setting is different. Everybody wants to hit you with that, oh, I don't want to smell like everyone else. I would say 7 or maybe even 8 out of every 10 people that say that to me on the internet can't name one person that wears it around them in their personal life. Now, there are situations, and I can tell you firsthand, when I worked at Toyota, there was 6 guys that wore either the EDT or the EDP. That was the time in my life I did not want to wear Sauvage. And aside from one guy, when I lived in Colorado, I never smelled it on anyone else, and I never smelled it on anyone here in Panama City Beach. So everyone's setting and situation is different. Most people in the world don't wear a fragrance. So don't let the internet fool you and think every Tom, Dick, and Harry and swinging dick on the planet's wearing Dior Sauvage. Yes, it's one of the most popular in the perfume world. Not worldwide as the human population. Okay, so keep that in mind. I just had to go ahead and throw that out there because there's a misconception about this fragrance. Now, some people can't stand the way it smells and think it's played out and it's a fuckboy fragrance. Again, every setting and situation is different. This beautiful peppered citrus shower gel fragrance, a little bit of vanilla, not as sweet as some of the other offerings, makes my wife want to hang all over my neck. I just don't know what else to tell you. It does, when I do wear it out and about, get the occasional compliment from random people because to the average person, it just smells really good. That's what it's intended to do, is to just smell really good. And this is a monster performer on me. I don't need a lot of sprays. I usually do about 5, which is kind of more than I need. For those of you that believe a batch code's the end-all be-all, February 2015, I believe it to be the launch batch back when it was absolutely known as a monster. This stuff is super freaking strong. I do go nose blind to it, as most people will, because it's full of ambroxan. That kind of stuff just happens, but a great fragrance if you're looking for compliments. Modern man's kind of standard, along with Bleu de Chanel, basically. During the day and nothing out the shower. Dior Sauvage, Eau de Toilette. Moving into Monday was travel day to Louisiana. Wife was loving that I chose this one for the ride because we did have a 6-hour drive, about 6.5 hours. My dog's diabetic, has to stop and pee a lot. And I drink a lot of fluids. I kind of do too. So, not as much as my dog. But, I don't know what got me in the mood for this, but Joop Homme Eau de Parfum. And on my Scent of the Day Shorts video, every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's commented, I would say about a third of the comments are, showing their age and giving me their novel stories about Joop Homme and how much they love this fragrance from the 80s and early 90s and all that. And it's like, well, fellas, not talking about that garbage. Because maybe back then it was great, but today's bottles of Joop Homme Eau de Toilette, chemical mess in my opinion. This, far superior. Believe it or not, smoother. More well-rounded. Still very sweet, spiced. Everything else smells like Joop Homme, just a superior version to Joop Homme. Not easy to find. This is, once again, the Eau de Parfum. Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the original Eau de Toilette. This is the Eau de Parfum. Eau de Parfum, and how all the snobs like to say it. Eau de Parfum. Here you go. Not the Eau de Toilette. Because I have that bottle just for talking points when I talk about fragrances I don't like. I do have the original. I have a bunch of the flankers, and I do think they're all superior. But as far as what ties to smelling the most like the original, if you can find the Eau de Parfum, this is the way to go. It is superior. Again, it is very sweet, vanillic, spicy, all that good stuff, but just better Just better, and a monster. I mean, I had I think I had like 6 sprays on, and my God, it lasted all day and then some. The sillage on this is monstrous, and yeah, it's crazy. Joop Homme EDP. Say it with me again. Not the original Eau de Toilette. Not the original Eau de Toilette. Did I mention, and just in case y'all weren't paying attention, because I want to get it to focus. Oh, I forgot I got the auto lock on me. But it is the Eau de Parfum. It is not the original. So now that we established that it's not the original and it's the Eau de Parfum, I needed to shave that night because I forgot to shave the previous night. I'm shaving tonight. I'm due. I shave twice a week typically because I've got a lot of shaving to do. It's not just this. Back to the well. Dior Sauvage aftershave splash. It's probably not going to focus. There we go. I got to get like right up on the camera to get it to focus at this point. There we go. Because I forgot I got that to follow me. Everywhere I go is where the focus is going to go. I forgot I set it to that. Smells just like the EDT, just a little bit fresher and lighter. The skin feel on this is incredible. That's why I love it. I go nose blind to this immediately because it's getting splashed all right here. But it smells so good. Again, wife's a huge fan. This aftershave splash is why she requested I wear the fragrance more. Because I go through this aftershave splash. And I will rebuy it at full retail from Macy's or Dillard's or whatever if I have to. I don't care. Probably, I haven't seen it being the most easy thing to find. The easiest thing to find at discounters. But I think it's like $60, $70, $80 range. And that might sound crazy to some of you for an aftershave splash. But checks the boxes. I love the way it smells for the brief moment in time. I can smell it. My wife absolutely adores it. And my skin feels really good when I splash it on after a shave. Checks all the boxes. So for me, my favorite aftershave in my collection, Dior Sauvage. Moving into Tuesday. Now it was Christmas Eve. Scent choice for Christmas Eve. Many a compliments. Way oversprayed. Way oversprayed. Zaharoff Signature Aurum, the raw honey dripping off the cinnamon sticks fragrance, as I like to describe it. Let's go ahead and focus and show the people this beautiful plate, please. Busy background. Maybe if I do this, it will have no choice. No. I'm trying, guys. This is the downside to doing that tracking lock on my face. Let me put it right here. There we go, see? Now that it's next to my face, you can see it a lot better. This thick plate, don't drop this on your bare foot. It will break a bone. Raw honey dripping on the cinnamon stick. A little bit of hazelnut. I never really got a lot of the coconut milk. And a very sticky, warm amber. The amber honey combo. Very warm. Amber gourmand, as George likes to classify it. I think it's a brilliant classification for this. So there's this thing that's expected of me ever since I was like 13 years old. When I started doing it. For Christmas Eve, I do what's called green beans wrapped in bacon, and I have to do 3 trays of it. Take multiple pounds of bacon, cut them in thirds, 3 to 4 whole green beans, wrap, toothpick, pile them in a tray. After that, a little bit of Tony sachet sprinkled across the trays, and you throw them in the oven. So that takes a long time to do 3 trays, because there's in each tray roughly, I would say 70 to 80 of those little bastards. At minimum 60 to 80, depends on the tray, because the last tray is usually like almost the whole tray. But point being, that takes a long time. I did 5 sprays of this while I was at mom's chilling. We were visiting, all the good stuff, and I was getting everything ready. Me, the wife, my mom, and my stepdad, just bullshitting. It was a couple hours we were doing this, and before we left to go to my grandmother's, I refreshed. I didn't need to. It was only like 3 hours since I had sprayed it. It's a monster. I added another 7 sprays. I doubled up the 5 again around my neck and 1 on each forearm, and I had 12 sprays on. I'm not the heavy spray, just obnoxious, want to punch you in the nose with my fragrance type like so many of you watching this shit are. I don't like to do that to people most of the time. I'm a very loud person. I'm very outspoken. My presence and my personality are the loud side of me, so normally I like something a little bit more pulled back and subdued with my fragrance, because a lot of the times, I mean, with loved ones maybe not so much, but in a different setting with more strangers and such, less is more with the fragrance if you're more, but if you're not more, let your fragrance be. You see what I'm saying? You kind of want the yin and yang kind of thing going, my opinion. Do what you want. You know, some of you might be like, I'm louder than you, and I like to wear 30 sprays of Montal fragrances. Glad we don't hang out. But for this, many a compliments across many a hugs. The ooh, you smell so good. Oh my God, that smells so good. All those things. And that was intentional because I'm the cologne guy in the family, right? So that's one of the reasons I sprayed it just so heavy, because that's how you make sure something's a topic of conversation when they have no choice but their entire airspace being engulfed in your fragrance, right? When you're that guy. And it's rare that I'm willing to be that guy, but in this situation, I was that guy, and I was definitely the best smelling guy in the room, as you should be if you're the perfume girl or cologne guy in your family, right? So just a great fragrance for Christmas Eve, Zaharoff Signature Aurum. Christmas Day, may he rest in peace, my favorite fragrance EJ has ever made. Happyland's Homme for the holidays. I'm glad I was able to get it to focus right away. See the Christmas theme, the play on words. This is a rich, sweet coffee fragrance. Coffee, syrup, and waffles. Smells like breakfast with the family. And I had some Mr. Ronnie's donuts. Any of you from Houma, Louisiana know what that was gold, Mr. Ronnie's donuts. I had chocolate cheesecake. I cut up for Christmas, boy. I really did. Had some great workouts. The pumps were amazing with all that sugar I was eating. Oh, this is so good. Similar to New Harlem from Bond Number 9, a little heavier on the coffee. A thicker fragrance overall as well. It's a higher oil concentration. That was definitely the inspiration for this. I did like 4 sprays of these massive atomizer. The atomizer always gets stuck. I gotta like catch that angle. There we go. Big sprays. To this day, and look, since I got this many years ago, I couldn't tell you how many coffee fragrances. None of them are better than this. This is still the best coffee fragrance I've ever smelled, and probably ever will. I mean, there's so much emotion tied to it beyond just the profile at this point. God, EJ was so creative. It's just an amazing fragrance. This is the time of year I wear it for Christmas every year. So this 30 ml, that's all Christmas sprays over the years, over the last 5 Christmases. 6 Christmases? Yeah, over the last 6 Christmases. So it's what I rock. It's a personal favorite. I either wear it for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day every year. And usually something niche to counter it. In this case, it was Signature Aurum, but another strong compliment getter. In my opinion, the best coffee fragrance of all time, at least that I've smelled. I would strongly encourage you check it out if you haven't. It's just determined to fight me with that auto lock. There we go. Happyland's Homme for the holidays. Moving into Thursday, we had Travel Day back. Another one that right after I sprayed it. Because I had just finished uploading my Boxing Day sale video for Fragrance Buy. And I'd sprayed, I think, like 8 sprays of this. And my wife immediately, when she came out of the bathroom, because she was finishing up packing her stuff, and she said, I don't know what you smelled. I mean, I don't know what you sprayed, but that smells great. What is that? And I showed her the bottle. She's like, oh, that's that one. Okay. Because I only wear this time of year, too. This is Boss Descent Private Accord. And I don't know if, there we go, I was able to get it to focus. It's my big 200 ml bottle. This has been discontinued for a while. It's not easy to find. On my Sin of the Day Shorts video, I had some genius. Why would you even bother showing us something we can't buy? Well, you go about fragrance content the wrong way, you overspending obsessor. Because my Sin of the Day Shorts videos are a brief synopsis of the fragrance that I'm wearing for the day. It's not, oh my God, you should buy this. It's amazing. Click my link and buy it. That's not what my Sin of the Day Shorts videos are. None of my videos are that. Some people feel they are. They are not that. But absolutely not my Sin of the Day Shorts video. That cracked me up. I was like, dude, you therapy, if that's the way you feel like every piece of content is you need to buy something. You must have it like that. You must have a lot of cheese, man. I don't know what to tell you, but a lot would argue this is the best Boss Descent. And I won't argue against anybody that throws it out there. Because I had a few people say it this past week. It's been in a few pieces of content. There was a time I totally agreed. I think the Elixir is the best one currently. I even like Magnetic over it a little bit. I'm kind of back and forth on this or Magnetic at number 2, but I get a little bit of chocolate from the cacao. I get some powder. I get some leather. I get that fruity Maninka fruit. This is a work of art. It really is. The sillage is pure magic. This is an almost, and there's no such thing as a guaranteed compliment getter, but almost This is almost a guarantee. In my experience, because I only wear it in December, it doesn't necessarily always have to be around Christmas week specifically, but I tend to only wear it this time of year. Because it's just a Christmas wintry type of scent for me. It's cozy, it's come hither, sir. All that good stuff. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. It's a mark of the greatness of this line, because this line as a whole is phenomenal. It's Hugo Boss's best work as an individual men's fragrance line. I think the Boston Scent line is the best work they've ever done. No real misses. The Intense and Pure Accord are good fragrances. They're just not as good because they're in a line full of stuff like this. So, but pure joy to wear. Great longevity, not overwhelming sillage. I can spray a little bit more without choking me or the people around me out. And it's very unique. On travel day back home, Boss the Scent. Try to get the focus, that would be great. Boss the Scent, Private Accord. Moving into Friday, I had just unboxed this the day before. In that Boxing Day fragrance haul video I did, I bought this from Fragrance Buy. The last time I had this bottle, I had a 75 ml. I couldn't even tell you how old I was. Might have been late teens, might have been early 20s. I want to say I was like 20 when I had that bottle. Ralph Lauren Safari. The bottle's stunning. The fragrance is stunning. It's a Fougere barbershop style leather fragrance. It's animalic, leathery, woodsy, carnation. Oh, you really don't see that used too often anymore. Old school masculine, like 80s, 90s style, because it is 92 this came out. And so it has that style of the late 80s into the early 90s. It's timeless. It's timeless. Some people would date it, call it an old man smell. I'm sorry for you if you can't appreciate some of the greatness that's come out in certain periods of time in men's perfumery. I would consider this some of the greatness that's come out in men's perfumery. I put this up there goated with stuff like Polo, or as it got adopted, the name Polo Green over time. People like to date that fragrance. I think that's an all-time Mount Rushmore great, personally. I think it's better than this one even. Just goes to show over time, Ralph Lauren has really put out some serious home runs for men, and I think that's exactly what Safari is. Anybody that likes the Fougere style, this is a must-own. It really is. If you like spiced green leather, aromatics, citruses, just that old school feel, that timeless profile. I think it's timeless. I'll never date. I mean, date it just to talk about the history and historically the time frame it came out, but I don't think it'll ever smell dated. Like, you can't wear it in the modern day. Solid performer too. I got every bit of 7 or 8 hours before it turned into a faint skin scent. So I'm not going to argue with those that are like, oh, it's a shell of itself. It used to be a monster. Probably used to be like a 12-hour fragrance, but I ain't shaking a stick at 6 to 8 hours. Paid like $50 for 4.2 ounce, something like that. Maybe even less. I don't remember exactly. It was cheap. This is greatness in a bottle right here. Ralph Lauren Safari. And finally, on Saturday, I think we'll call this the best smelling day of the week with the 1-2 punch we had right here. I actually wore this one of the nights out the shower. I think it was Friday, the previous night, now that I think about it. That was why it was on the desk. But Coach Platinum. Boy, you don't hear anybody talk about this anymore. This morning, before I pressed record for this, I had a comment in my Scent of the Day shorts from yesterday. And he said, yeah, pineapple for about 10 minutes, then it's just Sauvage. I held back. But, sir, if you see this, I challenge you to spray this on one hand, spray Sauvage on the other, run a 10-minute timer, then smell them. Come back and tell me they're the same fragrance. And don't lie to me. Tell me the truth about how they're not the same fragrance. Because there's a relation to Sauvage. But this don't smell like Sauvage. This is pineapple and vanilla with suede and amberwood. It's a warmer fragrance. It's a much, did I mention much sweeter fragrance than Dior Sauvage? This doesn't have that peppered spice. It's fruity pineapple versus some bergamot citrus. Very, very different. So again, there's some similarity to the style of the scent, but this is not just pineapple and Sauvage. It is just not. That's always been the narrative since it came out in 2018. I've never agreed with the narrative. It is one man's opinion, but I am firm and strong in my opinion. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying I disagree with those that feel this is the case. If you like sweet designers, this is affordable too. This is $40 and below. This is a slightly above average performer. Most can expect anywhere from 5 to 8 hour range. I tend to get that 7-8 hour range. But I mean, olfactive perception and fatigue, skin chemistry, all these things play into it. And people are quick to, oh, they watered it down. Not usually the case. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. Most of the time, it's us. It's this. This is the biggest variable to the situation, more so than your skin chemistry, honestly. It's a good one. It's a good one. If you like sweet designers, it's kind of forgotten about these days, and it's still a cheapy gem. During the day, Coach for Men. My, does it smell good? And then yesterday morning, because it's Sunday morning at the recording of this, I just did a clone haul. And this was Head and Shoulders, the best of the three. And I decided to wear it last night, and it was amazing. Lattafa / Maison Alhambra. This is Philos Messenger. Come on, one time for me. Well, let me just put it by my face and it'll focus. There you go. Vibrato clone. Good one, too. Good one. It's bergamot and lemon listed in the notes. It smells a little fruitier than that. Bit of florals. Some ginger, clear ginger. Gives it this crisp brightness. Spices it up a little bit. It's warm and ambery. Tigar vibrato scent profile. More, obviously vibrato. A little deeper than Tigar. Tigar is basically woods and warm, spicy grapefruit ambroxan. You know? Whereas you get a lot of that, but the florals kind of add to it. You get a little bit more sweetness. It's a little powdery. Deeper fragrance. Vibrato's a slightly deeper fragrance than Tigar. Very similar to one another, though. Surprised at how good this is. This is one of those clones I would recommend. Absolutely. This is really good. Pretty close to Vibrato, too. And my decant of Vibrato is right here. I have done a side-by-side. Well, let me read it right there because it's tracking my face. So that's where the focus is going to stay. Pretty damn close. Not near the quality. Vibrato, of course, is better. If you want the real deal, save up and get the real deal. You won't hear me say this is just as good as getting Vibrato. Absolutely not. No. I'm not delusional. The original is the way to go, but some people can't or don't want to spend the money, and they want a good enough experience. They want an almost Vibrato experience. This is an almost Vibrato experience. It's pretty close, I gotta say. I like it quite a bit. I will continue to wear it. I'll continue to recommend it. And of course, the wife, big fan. It's a fresh, citrus, juicy fragrance. Most people are going to like the way this smells. Out the shower, Lattafa / Maison Alhambra's Philos Messenger. Well, just got to put it by my face. Philos Messenger. Well, I was trying to avoid the light coming through the blinds like the plague here. I had to get in certain spots. If I get over here, it's been moving. Now I could be over here if I wanted to. But I appreciate you guys for watching. This is the final rotation of 2024. We made it a little over 5 years. I started doing the weekly rotation every week without missing a week in December of 2019. We hit the 5-year anniversary of that the beginning of the month. And it's not changing. We're week number 263 strong at this point. Before you know it, it'll be week 500, week 1,000. It's going to take a while to get to week 1,000. It's 52 weeks in a year. But we'll get there. I ain't going nowhere. I appreciate you guys for hanging with me, checking out the video. I'll try to have links down below to most of everything, private accord and stuff like that. I won't have links to. If you want to check anything out, of course, you never have to buy anything to enjoy my fragrance content. I just appreciate you being here. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe before you leave. Catch you on the next one.